Raising the minimum wage. Yesterday across the country, thousands of workers demonstrated for a $15 an hour wage. But a new study from the Heritage Foundation points out that if that wage were imposed, fast food prices would rise about 38%. Here now, Fox Business guru Lou Dobbs. But fast food would still be cheap, even with the 38% rise, would it not?
Absolutely. The dollar special would go to $1.38. I mean, everybody can stay with that, and it's still a pretty good bargain. You get into arguments about nutrition, but the reality is, right now, the average worker in the fast food industry is earning $9.31 an hour, which is pretty good for an industry in which just about half of their employees are 22 years of age or younger. They are, for the most part, most employees of fast food restaurants are very young people in their first job with minimal skills required. And there are about 16 employees to each one of those restaurants.
I started off in a fast food at Carvel, and I had minimum wage. But here's my deal on this. I think that the federal government should raise the minimum wage to $10 an hour from $7.25. Would you be okay with that? $10 an hour?
Over what period of time?
I don't know, maybe 18 months, something like that. But there would be an exception for anybody under 18. Yeah. All right. For teenagers would get an $8 an hour thing.
Here's the problem. I'm always in favor of the market at work. And that means demand and supply should be in balance, and whatever the price is, that should be it. You can't begin to rationalize a doubling of the federal, doubling the federal minimum wage.
15 would put a lot of small business owners out. But at $10, and the reason I say that is it's an incentive to get away from welfare. All right? So if you raise it to $10 an hour and then you do time and a half, that's $15 an hour. Yeah. You can get out of the welfare well. Because right now you can make more money, as you know, and we've talked about on the Factor, by going on the dole.
That's right.
Than you can by working in these industries. So I think that the government has to start to bring the work incentive up.
I think you're right, but I think there are better ways in which to do that, Bill. And one of the issues that you'd have to contend with is in New York, by our estimation, folks who are receiving all forms of welfare, state, local, and federal programs, welfare and housing, that amounts to about $40,000 a year.
That's right.
You're not going to be able to raise wages in fast food restaurants to the level that people would be earning.
I understand that, but by giving people an incentive to at least get into the system, look, the fast food industry and other minimum wage jobs are there to train you.
Right.
Then you get a better job.
Right.
So from Carvel, I went to being a lifeguard. Then I went to being a water safety instructor, and then I went to painting houses, where I made 5 times as much money as I made in the other jobs.
That was such a clear career trajectory for you to take.
But what I learned was,
how did that work out?
Hey, here's what I learned. You can mock me all you want.
I'm not mocking you.
I learned how to work hard because I had to work my butt off to get the ice cream cones out.
Yeah.
B, I learned to show up on time. C, I learned I didn't want to be in an ice cream store, and I got better jobs.
Okay, all right. Well, let me tell you. When I was in high school...
Nah, we don't want to go back to the Civil War.
Well, I've got to, because you know why? I learned important lessons, too. I started out at a Dairy Queen, not a Carvel, and I had a stick with a nail in it, and every morning before school, I would go around and clean up the parking lot.
$10 minimum wage, you're on board with that?
No.
All right, okay, I can't get through to them, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm for the free market.
Yeah,
I am a free enterprise capitalist that can support all sorts of talent and ability that grows from such a humble beginning as your own.
$10 is fair. Lou Dobbs, everybody, want to get right back. Gutfeld McGurk. Great white sharks, and ISIS. Then Waters also dealing with the ISIS terror group. What do the folks think about the threat? Moments away.